in the sport of boxing, there's a war going on. And that man right there, he's the center of that war, and they're all freaking in trouble.
Dana White signs a deal with Paramount for Zuffa Boxing.
Did we get any numbers on what it looked like?
Yes, beginning January 2026, Paramount will exclusively distribute a full slate of Zuffa Boxing events, starting with 12 action-packed cards, with plans to grow that number in subsequent years. The bouts will be available via Paramount's direct-to-consumer streaming platform, Paramount Plus. The potential for select events will be simulcast on CBS, America's leading broadcast network, and other Paramount platforms. Dana White commented, "I'm excited to bring great boxing events to a global audience. There are millions of boxing fans that will now be able to watch competitive fights with up-and-coming boxers, as well as the biggest stars in sport. Paramount will be the home for UFC and boxing fans to watch the greatest fights in combat sports." And then Turkey Ala Sheik says something as well, but pretty much same thing.
But
Dana also made comments about the belts being the Zuffa having their own belt as well. But do you want to break it up and do two separate things, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about them signing the deal for boxing. John, this is fantastic. Look, I like the fact that we can just look at one home, and now I can go for boxing and MMA in one platform. I think that was a big deal for them, for Paramount, but as well as for UFC and for TKO and for boxing and Turkey Al Sheikh and everyone else that's involved in that platform. Why would I, as a subscriber to anything, want to have to pay for 15 other fucking platforms? Let me just pay for one and get all the combat sports I fucking want. It's
not only that. I mean, if people remember, and this is right now in the combat sports, especially in boxing, I want you to think about this. What happened to HBO? Gone. What happened to Showtime? Gone. What happened to ESPN with boxing? It's going away. Gone. You can take a look at all of these platforms. There's DAZN. Right now, that's it. Mm-hmm. And so, the world of boxing has really closed down as far as being on TV, and to just get this deal. Dana's done a lot, with Paramount, getting the deal for the UFC, getting this deal for Zuffa Boxing. It's saying a lot about how committed the CBS and Paramount are to putting on combat sports. And trust me, it's a great thing for combat sports fans, because everyone else has gone away from it. They really have.
Yeah, because we went into this fucking thing where it's the pussification of the America. Like a bunch of fucking pussies out there. That's really what happened, John. The whole country went woke, and we decided to get away from toxic masculinity, and we ended up in this position where
there's no such thing as toxic
That's what happened, John. That's why now that's why now there's no boxing being shown. People were trying to get away from the UFC, trying to basically shut, they were trying to shut them down during the COVID situation, everything else. Like, let them, if people wanted to run the sport, run the sport. They're doing it. This is a huge deal. I like the fact the problem with HBO and the problem with Showtime is they were both however much money, right? Like the Showtime platform was what, $10 a month. I think it was what it was, something like that. And then HBO was however much, something, whatever it was. There was always packages. You got it for free for 3 months, and they charged you whatever it was. Bottom line is, you're now on one platform. You only got to pay for Paramount or Paramount Plus, whatever it is, and now you have it. You have access to CBS. You got access. That's what people want. I want to go one spot and watch everything I want to watch. That's it. Yeah. Now, they're not going to be able to watch all the movies on Paramount, but guess what? They have a couple good series, and I'm comfortable with paying for those series, whatever the series are that they have on there. Paramount's got some good TV series that I like to watch every once in a while. And then you've got, Netflix has their TV series. That's pretty much, I think, all everyone's watching right now. I mean, there's some big shows now every once in a while on Amazon, but is it worth paying for it? I think everyone does, because now, but look, John, I was paying $300 a fucking month for Comcast. Now I'm paying like $90. I mean, it's like less than that, probably. You got Netflix, because I got the package that doesn't give me commercials. So I think it's like $30 or $28 or something. Then I've got Amazon, and then I've got Paramount and CBS, Paramount, whatever it is. That's pretty much it. I think we have Hulu still too, which is not much either. So there's my 4 packages. I got everything I need for those things. The fact that you have all the combat sports that I give a shit about, it's all going to be on Paramount. makes my life a lot easier.
Absolutely.
You know, and then also too, when they say, "Hey, like so and so's boxing match is on," well, where's it at? What channel? Like, is it pay-per-view? Where's it's fucking on Paramount? That's it. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
So now I don't got to look through 15 different apps. I don't got to try. Nope, it's on Paramount. I know where UFC. I know where boxing is. That's all I give a shit. That's it.
I agree.
But you were talking about the belts there, Dave.
Yeah, so he did an interview. Let me try to get this going for you right now. Somebody's phone's near their microphone.
You, me?
Not me.
Mine's
going to be a Zuffa belt where like the winner of the Zuffa belt has a springboard into like Riyadh season and a championship fight, a Ring Magazine fight.
You and I have never talked about this, but the answer is yes.
Right,
That's
of course.
exactly what will happen.
Of course, yeah. Right.
There will be a Zuffa belt, and then there will be a ring belt. And yes, I will not recognize any of the other sanctioning bodies.
I think it's great.
Oh, dude, I will not recognize it. Like I'm just telling you right now, in the sport of boxing, there's a war going on, and you know, that man right there, he's the center of that war, and they're all freaking in trouble.
What do you mean they're all?
Well, just think right now. Okay, I want you to think about this. Just like I said, there's truly not a lot of networks that are putting on boxing. DAZN puts on boxing, and now Paramount's going to put on boxing. But who's Paramount going to put on? So 50% of who's putting boxing on TV is in Dana's corner. That means you have WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF. Those are your four main sanctioning bodies for these promoters to go and, okay, we're going to go and we're going to go on DAZN and have this. Well, there's going to be, you know, the amount of money that these sanctioning bodies get from the fighter's purse. You know, Josh, I know, you know, you never boxed, you know, and when you were fighting for Strike Force and Scott Coker says, hey, I'm going to give you a shot at the lightweight title. He didn't say, Josh, that shot is going to cost you $50,000 out of your purse for the sanctioning fee for the, you know, we'll say the JJJ, right? And then the BBB, who's the other one, they want another $50,000. That's coming out of your purse. And then, you know, the other one, the CCC, they want $45,000. And you got to pay these fees for them to sanction that yours is a championship bout. And then on top of that, Josh, if you win their belt, you've got to pay for their belt. You never did that in MMA. Scott Coker would put on the fight. You never paid anything for sanctioning fees. You never paid for your belt. He gave you the belt that he paid for, just like Dana with the UFC gives you the belt that he pays for. And these are the differences in boxing, and this is why he's getting away from these sanctioning bodies. These sanctioning bodies absolutely do things that you look and you go, that's just, how are you asking that much money from somebody for you to sanction their championship bout? It's crazy. And so that's why in the end, he's got 50% of the TV right now. They got problems.